welcome to the Lad Chat podcast with me and Tom. Ratty and James aren't here today, unfortunately, but we're in our new location. What do you think of it? Let us know.
It's a bit more modern, I guess.
A bit cooler, even though it's still frigging hot in
It's
here,
actually
isn't it?
boiling again. It must again be in the 30s.
It must be up here.
So what are we going to talk about today then? Today's going to be a shorter podcast than usual because we get bored of each other quite quickly. So what are we talking about today then?
So first of all, we got a little chat on health and safety laws.
Health and safety laws, what do you mean?
Well, you know, I found some really funny story about stupid health and safety laws, and you know how much we hate them.
Everyone hates them, yeah, go on.
Build-A-Bear Wars, which Tom was caught up in this week.
I was caught up in that. That was ridiculous.
You're quite good that one, aren't you? And I got some more crazy cuisines.
Right, go on in. Right, come on.
No, we're not going to go into that one then. And then my story of the week then is about the orangutan. Really interesting story. We'll have to have a chat then.
Right, okay.
So
well, obviously, no, wait there.
Go on.
Stop you before you start. England. Knocked out. My freaking £100 gone down the Swanee.
Yeah, but you had I had like 160 quid on that.
Yeah, but that's not the point, is it? The point is they've lost and we both lost money.
I already spent that in my head.
So we do a family
Sweet.
sweepstake whenever this happens. Chris has just happened to pay today, on the day of the final. So
Yeah,
almost a month in.
Yeah, but no one's actually won anything.
Yeah, but the point is, it happened a month ago.
What do you want to do? Sit and watch the money? It ain't going to grow.
Yeah, well,
Go in my
maybe
bank
we're not
account.
going to get no interest, but right, go on.
No,
So
go on.
England's knocked out yet
Yeah.
again. And really, right, what annoys me is all the pundits are saying how good they are. They've been awful.
Oh, Roy Keane put them straight though, didn't he?
Yeah, but they have been awful. Freaking,
Who did they beat again? So what were their games? They played against Panama.
where they lost like
battered them.
6-0. No, they battered them, didn't they? 6-0.
Yeah, but
And
they
they played-
Panama were crap, didn't they?
Yeah, we could freaking beat. I said last time, me, James, and you could beat Panama. And Ratty
Yeah,
goals.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're quite right. They were awful.
Sweden, they were comfortable against.
Yeah, Sweden were rubbish though. They weren't that great. Who else they play in the group stages?
Tunisia, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tunisia.
They beat them in the last minute, didn't they?
Yeah, 1-0. That was freaking crap. Wales were bad then.
Was it 2? Didn't Harry Kane score a goal ahead in the last minute?
Oh, he might have actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point was
Yeah,
they
that's not the
played
point, yeah.
2 good teams and they lost 3 times. That's ridiculous. And they're saying how good they are. Well, no, they're shit. They're awful.
Well, if you think like Wales would have beaten Panama.
Yeah, we would have killed Panama.
We'd have definitely beaten
Tunisia.
Tunisia.
Belgium
Absolutely. Belgium, we've beaten them. What have we beaten them twice in the last 3? The 3
we'd have
no,
a
we
good
beat.
go.
Haven't we got a draw and 2 wins in the last 3 games against
Yeah,
them?
we
I think we'd have done all right against them.
Yeah.
And Sweden, I think we would have beat.
Yeah,
would we have beaten Croatia?
Yeah. Why
Do you
not?
think?
Why not? We got a better midfield.
Modric would have just absolutely hammered us.
No. We'd have freaking battered them.
I don't know.
Anyway, the point is we weren't there, so we can criticise.
Do you see that thing and the guy? I think he's a Cardiff Council employee, and on the back of his lorry,
the back of the lorry, yeah.
CCFC. They're not coming home.
Gutted.
It's funny though, you know, because you look at all the England fans, don't you? And straight away, and as Roy Keane said, you'd already been in the final.
Mm-hmm.
You're already in the final before you'd even played against Croatia, which is true.
But I think with Wales, yes, we weren't there, but we're honest about where we are in the world. We're quite realistic people. We know we're not world beaters. We can be on our day, but we're not world beaters. But we accept the fact when we're crap, we're crap. In the World Cup,
I
think
think there's no
in
hype
the
with
Euros.
Wales. I think when
Yeah.
people go there, we just go there. We're in a competition. We're just there to have a good time, aren't we?
Yeah.
Everyone absolutely loves it, and no one thinks we're going to win.
No, well, no one does. No one at all.
Except for Greg.
Yeah, apart from Greg.
Greg Nicholas. He thinks they're going to win anything or not. I don't know though. You know, I think they take themselves so seriously.
Just want to check the technical stuff.
I just think we are taking ourselves a bit. Well, England take themselves a bit too seriously, and quite a few of my mates that are English fans, they got really, really funny about it, really shitty about it.
Yeah, but that's the way it is. We're realistic where we are in the world and what we are in Wales, and I think the Celtic countries are the same. We know what we are, we know what we're not, and then we just kind of embrace the bit in between, don't we?
I just think, you know, maybe Wales qualify for Qatar in 2022, which is now being changed to the winter, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Hasn't it?
which is still going to be boiling.
But it's still boiling. But then you think that's not the World Cup. If the World Cup has to be changed,
well, it don't matter when it is, does
No,
it?
it does- it
There's
does
no time
matter,
scale.
the World Cup's meant to add to a competition, isn't it? So like think about it now, or for the whole winter, like for a month, the football it'd be longer.
I think it'd be good because it's going to end. It's like a week before Christmas, isn't it? The 18th.
Well, that's when the World Cup will end, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
That'd be freaking awesome.
but then they have to have a winter break, and I actually think
Yeah, they're going to have a winter break anyway, aren't
they? Are they?
Yeah, I think we were talking about the other day, weren't we? I think they're introducing a winter break.
Oh, they should. Well, I think definitely they're rolling out after that, won't they?
Well, they should do, yeah.
It's a good chance actually to try it out, and VAR as well. VAR.
I think it's been great. VAR's been great.
I think it's our only hope for Cardiff City staying up in their VAR.
Yeah. But it's not going to be in this year, is it?
Well, no, but isn't the thing about like all technologies and stuff? It's got to be, it's got to be wound. It's got to be.
Sorry, I keep checking the camera. It's a bit of a smaller space than we're normally used to.
Yeah,
so.
Tom's got this nervous disposition.
Yeah, when it comes to cameras and stuff, because I film too much to realise. Don't rely on it.
Yeah. What was I saying then? Can't remember.
About Cardiff City staying up.
Yeah, I think our only chance is VAR.
No, I think we'll have a good go. We're being sensible.
Right, got nice guests coming on later on this in the show as well, haven't we? Not this show, closer to the beginning.
Yes, so we got a special coming up close to the beginning of the season, which will be interesting.
Keep that to wraps though.
So
anyway, that wasn't one of the stories. We just had a tangent. So
right,
stupid health and safety laws.
Right, we all ridiculous.
It's stupid, and I think it's ruining things, isn't it? You know,
it's just ridiculous.
Some of them are right.
Yeah, because like when I was on holiday, I remember telling you when I was in the Dominican Republic, right? This freaking guy, he was painting the outside of a building, just hanging off a cliff, like literally hanging off a cliff, painted it one arm, hanging on the other.
And again, remember, we're going back to our holidays here. Remember when we were in where were we? And they wouldn't let us go on the beach after dark because you might be shot.
Yeah, who was that?
In Egypt.
Was it?
Yeah, remember those armed guards on the beach?
Yeah, still good for that now.
Yeah, but anyway. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, if you're gonna get freaking shot, then yes, I guess that's health and safety. If you literally
health
gonna
and safety
die,
gone wrong,
then no, that's fair enough.
That makes sense. Anyway, but did you read about the woman in this week, Maria Young? Maria Young, who was 47. She was so. She lives in a council estate. She lives on a housing.
Oh, that's the story you've got up now, is it?
Yeah. So she's in some sort of housing association house, and a group of the people, they have a shared communal area. So a group of them all put money together, and they all purchased a 12-foot pool, which is actually quite big, isn't it?
12 foot, yeah, that's big. That's like probably the size of this room.
And they put in the communal gardens. Anyway, then they were told health and safety bods came in, MHS homes, and they've come in and said they have to get rid of it or empty it every night in case
of MHS Monmouthshire, is it?
No, it's in Shroud.
Right, okay.
That's just the name of the housing association, I assume. And the health and safety bods have come out and said they either have to empty it every night and refill it every day.
That costs them a fortune.
Well, it would, yeah. I wonder who's going to pay for that though. If
they'd have to pay themselves, wouldn't they?
Unless they're going to share the water though.
If they're not on a meter, then freaking go for it.
Well, that's it then. And then, or they need to get rid of it. So empty it every night.
Yeah. So what was the reason then?
So the reason is, actually, it's not as bad. It's not as stupid as you think.
Yeah, like little kids could sneak in there.
This is the problem. So before there's a locked entrance there.
Yeah.
But the lock was broken.
Right, okay.
So people could just walk into it.
Mm.
So what the health and safety people have said, you know, if you had a normal swimming pool, you'd have to have barriers around it.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah.
I think I hate health and safety rules. I think it's frigging stupid.
Yeah, but what's the storyline though? What's the headline? Is this the one where it says it has to be taken off because...
in case what they've said is in case a burglar drowns, which isn't actually what they've said. The health and safety executives have said anyone could get in. You know, people from the street could get in. And they were saying, well, it's a trespass.
Yeah, if anything, they'd freaking be cooling down, wouldn't they? It's been so hot. You get all homeless people having a freaking bath.
I don't think many people break into a place just go for a swim, do they?
Well, people do nuts things, don't they? I remember when someone broke into my garden and nicked my bloody... They nicked my... What's that? Gratin furniture, wasn't it? Is it gratin?
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
So they nicked my furniture. Like,
remember you were down the UCI and someone broke into Snell's car and they nicked your bottle of Coke?
No, what was they?
They broke into his car when
we
went to the cinema.
They fucking nicked my bottle of Coke.
Yeah, the fuckers. Absolutely.
And my sister's window got smashed for £3, didn't it? Was that clear?
Yeah, I think so.
Someone we know's window got smashed for £3.
But then again, health and safety rules are crazy.
In some places.
I can't remember if I've... It's like that film, innit, Liar Liar. You say the solicitor sued the criminal when she fell onto a block of lives. Yeah, I got him all, wouldn't he? But I suppose it does make sense, and you know, we know from mum and dad's business when you have absolute friggin' arseholes that try and sue companies just for being idiots.
Yeah.
Remember years ago when we were playing football and Matthew Evans fell and broke his wrist?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't try to sue anyone. This is like 15, 20 years ago.
That was before people were really suing people.
But he was there with a broken wrist and everyone just taking the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, straight away, someone would have sued. Go on.
I remember it was Christmas, must have been Boxing Day. Remember when we went down the city one day and it'd been snowing or something and a guy properly stacked it outside?
Yeah.
Remember Ninian Park?
Yeah.
Someone properly stacked it, cut all their face and that.
And then everyone was throwing snowballs at him.
Yeah, everyone was throwing snowballs.
But that's the thing though, back then,
you get on with
you're an idiot. You'd be embarrassed. Remember in high school when someone threw a can of Coke at my head?
Yeah.
You know,
you just freaking get on
you
with
just
it.
You just like get a bit embarrassed and you just carry on with it, don't you? You don't go
head
suing
bleeding.
anyone. Yeah.
Concussed.
But that's it though, isn't there?
No, it's ridiculous. But yeah, ultimately, it's how far it's going to go, isn't it? Some things I think is a good idea, like we spoke before about on airplanes, smoking on airplanes, which makes sense. You know, it's a combustible environment, and you got people freaking smoking, and if there's a fire, you're buggered.
And there are some things that make sense, aren't there? What was that shop when at Christmas, you only allowed like 10 people in at a time?
Yeah.
So there was a sale on, and this brings us to the next story actually. And because people were going crazy, they were limiting the amount of people that could go in at a time. I don't know now, off the top of my head, I can't remember. They had something on sale and it was going crazy. It might have even been something like a Kim Kardashian. It was something like that. I'm probably wrong, but it was something like that. And what they were saying is that they had a security guard letting 10 people in at a time. Yeah. And the reason is because people go frigging crazy. Yeah, and it's like this.
Remember that what was it, Black Friday, wasn't it? When
and people fighting over mops and stuff.
Yeah, fighting over mops they didn't want the day before.
Well, remember we used to work in River Island, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the biggest con...
That was an awful job.
It was a tough job. Remember we used to, after getting there like 5 in the morning, talking about health and safety, we used to throw boxes to each other, didn't we?
Yeah.
Remember I tried to throw a box and I threw it at someone and missed. And literally, it went in between this. So it went over this guy's head, and it jammed in between the two rails, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, man! I think we're gonna almost kill.
Well, funny enough, talking about health and safety.
We looked up, didn't we? And there was just a girl standing underneath it like that, just like that could have ended her, didn't it?
I remember I worked
by denims
on one of the first films I ever worked on, and at the end of the day, people are knackered. Everyone wants to go home, and we were finishing up at a location. So what they were doing, they have full lights and stuff, which we haven't got today, but you got sandbags. Yeah. And this girl couldn't be bothered walking all the way down the stairs, so she dropped a sandbag from about 4 stories, and these sandbags are about 20 kilograms.
Did you see?
Wait there.
Oh,
she smacked some guy in the head and knocked him out. yeah. And he's just knocked out. So I remember coming through the doors, and the guy was just coming round, and there was a girl there going, "Oh, what's the matter?" And he goes, "I don't know." And there was a sandbag on his head.
There was a video. I think I might have posted it online, and I think it was Mexico. No, it was Mexico.
I don't know.
Anyway, and this guy's moving out of the house. And
is that where they're going, like the sofa?
The sofa, yeah. So instead of coming down, there was these 2 skinny guys trying to catch it, and it was about a 15-foot drop, wasn't
there? People are nuts.
And he tried to catch a sofa. That's stupid. And I agree, like health and safety in that way. But talking about health and safety then. What was it then? Go on to this then, Tom. Tom got caught up in it. Tell us about it.
Right. So build a bit. So I was in town. What day would it have been now?
Wednesday, is it?
No, it must have been Thursday. Yes, it was Thursday because Bev was there. So we were in town. Now, I know Build-A-Bear were doing this thing, right? And it was something like, however old you are...
Your kid is, that's how much they charge you for the beer or something,
Yeah.
I should have took Toby in, man.
But it was massive. You couldn't, because the queue was huge. It was going all the way through St David's Centre. Like, from Build-A-Bear, which was the old St David's 1, it was going right through to St David's 2.
But have you ever been into Build-A-Bear?
No.
Have you ever seen how expensive it is?
No, well, that's what
it now. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely so you go in there, right, and then you just get a beer, and then you customise it.
Right, yeah. So
you buy a beer and it's like £8 or whatever it is. Look, so you'll get a beer, a football beer or whatever. So it's £17. Then you'll then look, I'm gonna just online here, just so I show you. I'm gonna start customising it now. So you get the beer. is 17 quid. So obviously your beer, you want to get some nice clothes on it. We're gonna get a.
What? That's 15 quid. Look
Yeah,
at that one. That's
yeah.
15 quid. The Incredibles.
So
That's quite cool though.
It is cool. So
I
just
love
for
Shark Week.
example, Shark Week. I love Shark Week. So that's 12 quid. So we'll add that to it. Yeah.
Alright.
So look. So it's not just 17. It's this and that. Choose sounds and scents. I didn't realise you can get bloody scents.
Yeah,
on
why
it.
would you have a sense in it? Well, a sound or
It's a
scent?
custom.
But anyway, alright, so
Yeah.
you're proving the point that...
It's
God, so that's
friggin'
like 25
expensive.
quid, isn't it?
Well, I love you sound and whatever, and then accessories.
You have to get...
Oh,
what?
passport! Look how cool.
Get
is
a
that?
passport for it. That's only 125.
It's quite cool, actually, isn't it?
That's, yeah, that's pretty
It's,
good.
it's a passport. We'll get some sunglasses for him, okay?
Oh, that's an
So
awful beer.
finish
by the way.
building and add to bag. So this 40 quid,
What?
and that's that's not even bloody.
I wish Ratty and James were in now. 'cause
Not
they'd go
even
mental.
postage and packaging. So that was it, you know. Build a beer. It's friggin' expensive. We took Toby in there before we were going to have a beer built for him.
Well, but of like Toby. That's quite cool though. For a...
It is cool, but it's like me and Nick were just messing around there, and we were like, "Oh, we'll have this, we'll have that." 56 quid
What? No
for the
way.
beer. It was 56 quid to have what we wanted made. So it so you can
For a beer?
for the beer, yeah. Build
Well,
a
that's
beer.
38
Oh,
quid.
you
in
can
fairness,
get
so
some
I
collections
don't
there though.
disbelieve you.
Yeah, but that's why people go crazy
Mm.
about it. You know,
Well-
look at that 21
Well,
quid.
so
That's
funny
not bad.
enough, right?
Go on.
Talking about this, the whole reason we were in town Thursday was because, as you know, me and Claire are getting married. Wait there, what's coming on with the stag do, by the way?
Oh yeah, we haven't sorted that out yet.
Chris, what do you mean? It's less than a year now.
Tom, don't start me around.
You've had ages.
Yeah, don't start me with the stag do. All right, so let's for the viewers then. For the viewers, where do you want to? What? Just give me some.
I told, where do people want to go?
No,
people
it's your
don't want
stag
to leave.
do.
People don't want to leave the country, do they?
Yeah.
They don't.
No.
I don't know.
Tom, I'm finding out to get people to bloody come. Don't get picky.
Yeah. We're fighting numbers here.
Yeah. Go on. So right, no, listen, we're going to go a bit off track here because this is pissing me off. Go on. Where do you want to go?
I don't know. But Chris, that's the whole point of you being.
What do I? How can I work?
And
with that?
James, that's the whole
All right,
point.
we're going to go to a local butcher's and make sausages.
No, because obviously.
Exactly. Right.
Well,
Okay.
You've got to. This is where you come into your own, isn't it?
Right, viewers, I want everyone, if you can, to give me a hand here, okay? So what sort of thing do you want to do?
I don't know. What do we do on
Right,
your stag?
is
do?
it going to involve you want to drink, obviously?
Well, at some point.
Do you want to get a tattoo?
Well, obviously not.
Right, okay.
You're
and
literally gonna list every
Yeah.
single thing we can
alcohol.
do. Well,
I spelled alcohol wrong. No
but,
tattoo.
but that's a given, though, isn't it?
Right, okay.
A tattoo is not.
Yeah, right. I was throwing that out there, wasn't I? Go
Yeah,
on, so
okay.
you want to drink, you don't want a tattoo. Understandably.
We're gonna
I
have some
think you
food.
should have a tattoo.
We're gonna have some food
Yeah,
somewhere,
okay, that's
obviously.
fair enough, food.
Some people don't want to leave the country.
It's not. Yeah, not. I'm not saying Wales. They don't want to. They don't want to leave the UK. I suspect, because it's difficult to arrange. And,
Oh, no, it is,
We've got
and-
some
and-
dodgy relatives and stuff, and we
Well,
probably wouldn't be able to leave the country. Okay.
Well-
So what sort of thing do you want to do? An activity.
yeah, an activity.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, these are all givens, though.
No, it's not a given, Tom. 'Cause you cry about shit. Right. So alcohol, yes. Tattoos, no. Food, yes. Activities.
Well, why
no.
do you keep going back to tattoos? Obviously, I'm not going to get a tattoo, am I?
I think we can wiggle on that one.
Right. Okay. Right.
Right. So okay. So you want to do
An activity.
an
obviously.
activity? Do we have to pay for you?
What did you pay for yours?
No. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No, I did. I give money into a kitty.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Didn't I?
Well, I don't mind.
Right. Okay. So your budget would be
I don't know.
okay. Whatever.
Well, that's negotiable, isn't it?
Negotiable budget. Right. So alcohol, no tattoos, food, activity, budget to be discussed. Okay then.
So what have we established?
What's the date of it as well?
Well, Chris, you've got to arrange this.
Yeah,
You're making
right.
me arrange my own stag do.
Actually, did we say when you're getting married?
July the 15th.
Oh shit.
No, June the 15th.
You sure?
June the 15th, yeah.
I thought it was July.
It was June.
Oh shit. That's a month less, isn't it? Right. Okay. June.
Got
the
11 months. Well, no, because we're not going to do it on.
on Christmas, haven't we?
Yes, we're not going to do it on my freaking wedding.
So who do you want to come?
I've given you the list, Chris.
Oh yeah, you haven't you? I think I might have lost that.
I thought you had a group.
No?
I thought you had a Facebook group.
Oh yeah. I haven't got a
So you haven't
Facebook
done that
group.
either?
No.
Right. Anyway, right, come
Can't
on.
we just get you a Build-A-Bear teddy bear?
No. Right,
Why?
come on, let's get back to the podcast.
Sorry. We got a bit.
Ignore that bit.
Anyway, so guys, just message me in. I need a bit of help here. Yeah, so this crazy bear thing, it's frigging mad.
Well, so like I was saying, the whole point of us going into town was to get these the rings, right? Do you know how much the rings are?
Yeah, I do. I bought one. Wait, no. Tell me how much you want to pay for a ring.
Well, I don't want to pay like 1,500 quid, like the one was saying.
Yeah, I know. Like me, I got married. When did I get married?
2 years ago, wasn't it?
2 years ago, so that sounds about right. And
How
for
was it
for some reason, it seems a whole lot longer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You sure?
And for Nick.
Yeah. And anyway, I decided I was going to get a custom ring made, didn't I?
Yeah.
And we went to a wedding fair, and this guy, long hair, he looked a bit like a Colombian drug dealer. Actually, he looked a lot like a Colombian drug dealer.
Was he a Colombian drug dealer? What, the guy who come to your house?
No, I wouldn't let him come. I thought he was a bit too dodgy.
Yeah, so where did you meet him?
No, I rang him up. He was really shady, actually. I remember when I was ringing him. I was ringing him to speak to him about it, and he just seemed to be like properly dodgy. So anyway, he was like, "Oh, don't worry, my rings start." Like he was saying, he gets like gold from like where was he saying?
Colombia.
I think it was South America or something like that. And anyway, they start off like 150 quid. He's like, "Oh, custom ring, 150 quid."
Yeah, that's a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
You know that ain't true because the metal alone would be more than that.
Well, that was it. It was 150 quid, and what he didn't tell me, that was just to design it.
Oh yeah.
So 150 quid to design it, and then you pick, right, do you want white gold? Okay, that's like 300 quid. So it's like, well, it's not just 150, it's like 450. And then if you want any diamonds or whatever in it, that's like, and I think in the end, when we ended up talking, what was it like, 1,800? Something stupid like that.
It's more expensive than going to a shop.
Well, that was it. And then I went to a shop, and remember, I bought a ring.
But yeah, your ring is pretty basic.
No, but look, Tom, look at your ring.
Yeah, it was better than that.
No, it's not. I was actually, what I'm going to do, and if anyone knows, let us know, ring in. I want to get it made into a different colour.
That's pretty basic, isn't it?
No, it's white gold and platinum. It is platinum, bitch. Mofo, if I ever get, that's the first thing I'm going to sell. If I get kidnapped on holiday. I don't think it was massively expensive though. I had to have it back because my finger was too fat. I had to have a bit. But anyway, I'm trying to look for a shop that they can paint in different colours.
Can they?
Yeah, in green, blue, Cardiff City, England red, England white, whatever.
What colour are you going to get it painted?
Gun grey.
Shotgun grey.
Well, you can have anyway. So yeah, and I went and bought one, and it was a rose gold one.
Oh, they look pink though, don't they?
Yeah, they did look pink. But I got it home, and it looked like, do you know, like when you're having plumbing done?
Yeah, it just looks like the brass.
A brass plumbing ring. Yeah. So I took it back, so it was shit. And anyway, but this one, they alter it as well for free.
But the problem is, right, with anything like that,
you've got to go on a cold day.
Why, because your fingers are
thinner? Because my finger was really thin then when we went. It was bloody freezing. I think it was actually snowing when we went to get it. And then, so my hands are really cold. And then when I tried it on then a few weeks later, so it took like 3 weeks to make or whatever they did to it. Bloody, I don't know, polished up a copper thing. And anyway, and then my hand was really swollen then because it was warm. So then it wouldn't fit on, so I had to take it back. So tell me about your ring anyway.
Well, the woman wanted like 1,500 quid for it.
Yeah,
and then she was going, "Oh, well, what you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, to be honest, I really don't know." Like, and it's kind of like you see something. It's kind of like buying a car, isn't it? Unless you know what you want specifically, you just go in to look, aren't you? Go in to look, and whatever tickles your fancy.
I remember the weirdest thing about it is how uncomfortable it is.
Yeah, but I wear a ring, don't I? So.
Yeah, but not on your wedding finger.
Yeah, actually, that is pretty uncomfortable.
I do think actually I am going to get another ring.
Yeah,
I don't really like this.
It's basic.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Buy another one.
Shit.
But talking about weddings, it is difficult, isn't it? Like,
so
the whole politics and all that.
Inviting people that like extended relatives that like you haven't seen or you don't have much contact.
The thing is, see, with our wedding, the fairest way to do it is just to invite all the adults in the family. That's the fairest way to do it. Because the thing is, when
do I have to pay for mine?
What?
You're paying for me to go to your wedding.
Well, obviously, you don't ask people. You didn't say to people, pay for your own food, did you? But we were pricing up this morning. It's freaking expensive, man.
It is, man.
Do you know how much a head for the main meal?
Oh, yeah. Well, when we went, it was 40 quid a head.
Yeah, well, 45 quid.
Yeah.
And we were looking at buying our own wines, right? Do you know how much they charge per bottle? Of
Yeah, it's like
portage?
6 quid or something.
No, 10 quid.
Yeah, it's
And
a
if
lot.
champagne is 13.
Tom, you ain't getting no fucking champagne, you bitch. Come on.
No, well, we were looking at the prices, and like to bring your own
It's
champagne
always cheaper.
corkage.
Because we were saying that we were going to go on a job lot and go to Costco and just get like
Yeah,
a crate
yeah.
of champagne.
And you could get really
One
nice
crate
stuff.
of champagne
Yeah.
for everyone. But then they charge you. It's always cheaper to get it in.
Yeah. Well,
You can ask them to it like.
no, what do you mean to get it in? Bring your own?
Yeah, no, it's all for them to get it. But you can ring them
Yeah.
up and tell them what you want them to get. Get loads of blue len in there, cheap.
No, because as I said, it's just really expensive. And I was saying...
Get loads of Lamborghini.
Yeah. 50-50, innit?
Mm.
But when I was looking at it...
why don't you, Tom? Because you love your holidays and that. Why don't we get loads of bottles of rum?
Yeah, we could get them. Yeah, actually.
Those bottles of rum.
Well, why don't you sort that out?
What do you want me to get you? For how many tables you getting then?
I think it's about 4 tables.
You only having 4 tables for your wedding?
There's 47 people.
No, that'd be 4 and 7, wouldn't it?
It was top table as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so I assume there'd be about 6 or 7. I'm on top table, aren't I?
Yeah. I think James is as well, though.
Tom, you're limiting your numbers here.
No,
So
what do you mean
who's
that?
on your top table then?
Well, me, Kay,
Me, you, Kay,
Claire.
you, Claire, obviously.
Sean.
Kay, Sean, Mum, Dad. Who's her best man? Her best
I
woman?
think.
Gemma, I suppose.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Gemma.
Has she got a partner
No,
nowadays?
partners don't go in there, do they?
No. Me.
Yeah,
And who else? Is James as well.
I think so, yeah.
What about Alfie?
Oh, yeah.
So that's 10 on your top table.
Yeah, that's pretty normal, isn't
So
it?
so there's 47.
What are you writing everything down for?
Because I'm going to forget all this. So there's 47 people.
Right, yeah.
How
so
many
then
bottles of rum do you reckon?
1 per table? 1, 2...
4.
Oh, we'll have to know how many tables, won't we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know about 6. Is you going to pay for this?
6 bottles of rum.
Yeah.
So that's... Yeah, but Tom, you know they're expensive.
How
So
much are they per bottle?
like 40 quid?
What? Never.
So 6 bottles.
40 quid.
Wait there, I need to do some
That's
basic
240
basic.
quid, isn't it?
Is it?
166 is 12.
Maybe if I buy them in a job lot, it'd be a bit cheaper. But I'll buy that, you know. But just tell
Tells a
them.
wedding gift.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be pretty sweet, actually.
I mean, put some on there then. And
Yeah,
get
that'll
some
be-
mixers and stuff.
Well,
Well,
that'll
people
be...
just get some mixers, can't they?
Well,
Now,
we'll
now
have
you
to
can have
have
for
a
your
look.
toast, because you like your holidays, don't you? That can be for your toast.
Yeah, I might do. Alright then, anyway, back to what were we talking about before? Oh yeah, I was talking about the weddings and like...
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're just going to have all the adults from the family, Lassie. Because when you
Yeah.
start adding kids... Like,
It's expensive, man. I can't...
well, when I added all the children up as well, it's like another 20 people. Or I think it
Wow.
was 20 or 25 people.
Oh,
And
so
time
if you were going to add them...
add all the kids,
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
kids, and partners and stuff. When you add partners, it's literally about 40 people.
It is expensive. And not
I
just
know,
that,
well,
the
you
kids'
can't do
meals
it.
are expensive. They're
Well,
not...
full price, isn't they?
I remember we were having... we had a few kids coming to our
Checking the
thing,
time, yeah.
and it was like 20 something quid
Mm.
per head.
Yeah,
Just for like fish and chips or whatever, or beer and chips or nuggets and chips or whatever.
Mm.
And it's a lot of money. So you think that, say there's like 8 kids come in,
Yeah, that's a lot.
100, what's that, 80 times 20, 100,
What,
160 quid,
yeah.
just for like a few meals for
yeah,
kids.
no, it is
A lot of
pricey.
money. And people don't realise it's not just that though, because not
Yeah,
with
you
the
have to pay for
wedding,
the drinks, and
the
all that.
drinks, the chair covers or whatever it is,
Oh,
the
yeah, we
place
haven't looked into all
settings,
that.
all the cutlery and that.
Mm.
They charge you. It doesn't sound much because say it's
Mm.
like £3 a chair. It doesn't sound much, does it?
Yeah, but then
When you
you've
think there's like 47 chairs
got-
times 3,
It's all, you're all talking hundreds and thousands all the time, aren't you?
and if you've got
like,
your cake sorted,
I think Claire sorted it, yeah.
what's she gonna do? She's not gonna make it, she.
You're going to make a cake?
Yeah, that's chaffy as fuck though.
No, we're not going to make our own cake, are we?
Let's go to a Lidl's and just buy like 3 cakes and just chuck some like fondant on it.
No, we're not. We're going to do it. Right, anyway.
Yeah,
We've
sorry, we got
we've
totally,
digressed
yeah,
massively,
there's nothing to do with the podcast, actually. But I think we've got a little good things out of here. We know Tom don't want a tattoo for his stag do.
Well, obviously, when we're going to get a tattoo of.
Exactly, so you're thinking about it now.
No, come on, right.
Right, go on, sorry.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. Remember a few weeks ago we were talking about like that crazy cuisine, and I think I put it on our Facebook page about their toilet.
Oh,
you see
yeah,
that
that was
toilet
sick,
thing.
that was
It actually apparently it's really nice though.
Yeah, but
I think it's in New York.
Would you want to eat it though?
Well, look at this one then.
Yeah,
So in Kuala Lumpur, there's a company now, and we'll put this definitely on Facebook because it's unbelievable. It's called the Cakescape Company in Kuala Lumpur, and they make custom cakes. And one of the most popular, if not the most popular, is the Dr. Pimple Popper. The cake.
Oh no! Wait there, go up.
Did I get that wrong?
Yeah. So what was it called? Might put you off. We got into. Plenty.
So anyway, it's a cake of and it looks like a girl's face, and she's got loads of spots on her face, and you squeeze them,
and cream
and it pops. Yeah. Look at that. Let's see if I can get this. I'm gonna put the video on now. Look at that. Apparently it's awesome though. And actually, yeah, I've seen this before. There's pimple cupcakes as well. They look awesome.
They're probably actually quite nice.
I'm sure they're awesome. But I love, like for me, I love watching it.
What?
Popping spots.
Yeah, it's quite satisfying. Yeah,
but would you eat that? Why didn't you have that for your wedding? Go on, that'd be funny as hell.
We're obviously not going to have that, are we?
That'd be funny.
Well, no, because we're not going to do it, so it's not even...
What cake are you going to have?
I don't know, Chris. But would you eat that? How much are they? They're expensive.
No, I don't know.
They probably are expensive.
Yeah, actually, 'cause there's so many of them. So it's yellow icing resembling spot gunk. Who's that? That's a funny
James would love that.
James Morrissey.
James would love that.
I bet you they're nice. I wonder if we could get someone to send us in a cake like that.
I don't know.
I'm sure someone, if any of you listeners know where we can get one of those cakes, or anyone can make one for us,
right, if anyone does,
please send it to us, and we'll promote your thing online, won't we? We'll give you a shout out.
Well, it'd be cool if they come on the show.
If they come, yeah, or if they wanted to come on the show and tell us and bring some samples, you know, and that'd be awesome. I just thought it was really, really cool actually, because
it's quite sick though, isn't it? Like, it's good. It's very creative.
It does.
I'm
look
sure
like
it's probably it's probably really nice.
I wonder how they do it though. How do they get the tension
without it like affecting the cake? Because presumably when you do that, it'd ruin the cake, wouldn't it?
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
And I bet they
look at that though. So why have they put it right in the centre of her forehead? Things really weird, isn't it?
Yeah. No, as I said, that's quite cool. And I don't know, like, would you pay for that though?
Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't buy that.
I don't know where you'd have one though.
What? Like, so when Alfie's like a bit older and he's a bit spotty, we can get that for like 12th birthday or whatever. I definitely would get one for Toby.
I don't know. I don't know if he'd like. I don't know if he'd like it.
Well, you don't know, Tom. Like Alfie loves food.
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah, absolutely smashing it.
I think it's absolutely amazing. Right. Anyway, so I've been trying to talk Tom into this conspiracy because we did a bit. Did we do a bit before about ghost ships and things like that?
I think we briefly talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah. So there's a really famous story actually. So this was in the
Sorry about keep checking the cameras. You never know.
So it's in the Pacific Ocean, okay, and it's a story called the Orang Medan, and I'm sure I've got the pronunciation wrong, but it doesn't matter.
Almost definitely.
So this was like really interestingly, they're not quite sure when this was. So I've read a few stories. Some say 1946, some say 1947. The other one 1948.
So there's a discrepancy. Oh, my flies.
Discrepancy.
How long has that been done for? So there's been a discrepancy with the time. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The period is only like a year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess with stuff like that,
3 years now.
No, it did.
So I've read when
48.
Yeah. So I've read when 1946, 1947, 1948.
Oh, right. Okay.
So anyway, the story goes.
It's 2 years.
It's
2 years.
6, 7, 8. Well, 6 if you count 6. All right.
Okay.
Fucking hell. And so anyway, there was a boat and it was going through the coastal waters. So if you have a look, so this is like just a light geography of it. So it's in between Malaysia, Borneo, and Indonesia, and there's shipping lanes, really busy shipping lanes.
Yeah, they would be busy now.
You know, especially towards after the Second World War when there was lots of supplies going everywhere and things like that, you know.
Yeah, because that would literally be like a year or two after the Second World War. So they'd presumably still be like Nazis trying to freaking smuggle out the country now, wouldn't they?
Well, there was still tension in the area. Lots of people pirates and people taking over. And actually during the Second World War, and in this it is in a place called the Malacca Strait, really, really busy shipping way.
I've heard that before.
So lots of pirates, lots of things go. Anyway, there was a distress call sent out by the Orang Medan. And,
so that's the name of a ship, yeah?
That's the name of the ship. It gets a bit interesting. So what it says was all officers, including captain, are dead. Lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew die. Then and then there's another message people couldn't understand. And then the story was they just heard a guy say, "I die." Then.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that'd be terrifying. I wonder what happened.
Well, this is it. So what happened was then there was loads and loads of people went to find this ship. They couldn't find it. Everyone was looking. So there was a ship called the Silver Star, an American ship that managed to find the Orang Medan. I keep saying it, but it's probably wrong. And when they got there, it was actually a few miles away from the shipping lane, so quite far away. The distress call had been going out this day. When they got there, everyone was dead on the ship. There didn't seem to be any sign of any resistance, no gunfire. And, there was dogs dead as well, and they all looked terrified. When they went through the ship, the guy that was sending the SOS message was still at his seat. And the temperature was over 100 degrees there, Fahrenheit.
So everyone was found dead, but there was
no obvious reason. So
did they do tests on him and that after? And just
what happened was the Silver Line staff went onto the ship and they were looking around. They were all really freaked out. No one knew what was going on. And what they did say, what they noted was in there, it was a lot cooler under the deck.
Yeah, again, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, not seasonally. This was a really, really hot time. So what happened was then they searched the ship. No one there. No one. You would have thought if there was quite. I don't know how many people on the ship actually, but I think there was quite a few people. All of them were dead. There was no sign of resistance or fight. No one injured. So you would assume if they got attacked by pirates, which there were a lot of pirates in the area, there would be blood or bullet holes or.
Because people think piracy is like an old-fashioned thing, but piracy has always been piracy throughout history. Has always been there.
Shall I tell you an interesting thing about pirates?
Go on,
I was watching this thing. Do you know that most pirate battles were fought on land?
No. What do you mean?
Most pirate engagements were on land.
So they would see each other, jump on the... Because I guess boats would be very expensive, wouldn't they?
Boats were really expensive, and not just that. What if you consider you're a pirate, your ship gets damaged at sea, you have to go to port. Yeah, you go to port, and there's going to be people waiting for you. The ships, the Caribbean was absolutely, especially where most of the pirates operated in the Caribbean, was where all the trade was going. Especially from the 16th to 19th centuries. If you went to port to get your ship fixed, there would be the British Navy or the Spanish or the French were there, and you'd probably get arrested. But anyway, so there's loads and loads of pirates. So what happened was everyone, the Silver Line went to the ship, the Orang Medan. Everyone was dead. So what they decided, they were going to tow it to port. No one would stay on the ship because they were all really freaked out.
You wouldn't, would you? If everyone's freaking dead,
you'd be
frigging
shitting yourself, wouldn't you?
Who would stay? But presumably someone had to stay to steer the ship.
No, they were towing it.
Oh, right.
So they were towing it to... I don't know where they were towing it to. But what happened is, after a few miles, it started taking on water, and it sunk, and then it exploded.
Oh, wow.
So the ship totally exploded. But what the strangest thing was then, when they tried to look at the ship, the Orang Medan never actually existed. So it wasn't a registered ship to anywhere.
So obviously it existed, but it wasn't.
It was a real ship, but it wasn't registered anywhere. So all ships obviously have to be registered to a port.
So what's the conspiracy then?
Well, a lot of conspiracy. Obviously, this is towards the end of the Second World War. What some conspiracy theorists think was that
it was carrying uranium, depleted uranium, or some sort of weapon, weapon.
So if you think that the Japanese and the Germans were all over the world, they were really advanced. They believe that it was going under what was it? It was from Holland, a Dutch. So it was like a Dutch name. So what they think is that maybe it could have been one of the superpowers in Europe trying to illegally export uranium or something back in. However, what they said is if it was uranium or something, that the sailors that went on there
would have been infected.
Would have been infected.
Well. Yeah.
They also talk about like gases or things like that. But again, no one was ever, no one ever claimed any. So these sailors.
So no one
that
ever.
died,
Yeah.
No one ever claimed that they went missing. So no one were like, shit, my dad's gone and he's never come back. The boat as well. It was a huge boat. No one ever claimed it. And there were stories that it's been seen floating around Medan as well in the area.
Even to the day.
Even today, yeah. Distress calls are coming from the same area it was found from.
That's pretty freaky.
I don't know though. These things take on a life of their own, don't they?
Yeah, and people exaggerate, and if people hear the rumours and stuff like that, they might see a ship, and then it's kind of like these UFOs, isn't it? When people see stuff, if they say, for example, they saw something, it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? Like, people jump to conclusions. Like, say someone saw something, then when they looked into it, they realised, it was years ago, there was UFO sightings in the area years ago. Then they're going to sort of make that connection, isn't they?
Well, this is it. There's some theories that they were overcome by carbon monoxide or methane or something.
Yeah.
But again, the same thing is that the sailors that went on there would have been overcome by it as well. None of them did. They don't know,
Maybe it's just something that they were exposed to over a long period of time, isn't it?
There's conspiracies as well that this American ship that were the first one to respond were involved with it as well. And what they did, they destroyed the ship when they went there. And that's why no one went on there. Get rid of the evidence because they were in on it. And it was part of, a superpower.
Yeah.
It's really interesting though, isn't it? Because there's lots of, even the espionage. Obviously there was something dodgy going on there, wasn't there?
Well, you would have thought so.
A boat, just a huge boat like that must have been owned by someone.
Well, yeah, obviously someone. But then again, it kind of reinforced the fact that something dodgy was going on, wasn't it? Because someone at somewhere, the bottom line is money, isn't it? It always is. So someone somewhere would have claimed their boat with you disappeared.
A boat like that, after the Second World War, I'm sure boats were in really short supply.
Well, yeah.
The crew were being paid. Someone's had to pay for the fuel and food and things like that. And for it just to be...
And when they go to port, because as we know...
Someone has to pay for it when they go to a port. You can't just turn up. Remember when we went to... we were in Thailand, we went to this thing, they wouldn't let us off the boat. So they're going to charge you, and everyone after the Second World War needed money. These ports weren't going to allow you to bloody... But it's just really intriguing, isn't it? When people think, was it a ghost ship? First of all, were they attacked by, like there's some people that claim that they were attacked by aliens? A bit out there.
Yeah,
however, though, in the Malacca Strait, there are lots of things about UFOs and stuff.
But that's probably because it's a little island. They could test, they could probably over any stretch of water, you can test weapons, and very few people are going to see it, isn't they?
Well, not on the Malacca Strait, because it's one of the busiest shipping lanes in the whole world. You're more likely, if you're in the South Pacific Sea or something like that, where there is no one for tens of thousands of miles, that would be the best place to test it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But it's a really interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, like the ghost ship. Well, there's always been tales of ghost ships throughout the world.
The Mary Celeste that just floats around the sea, even around the Caribbean, that people say is still there.
Well, it's like the Black Pearl, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's not real, is it?
No, wasn't it a Black Pearl?
The Black Pearls in
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But wasn't it based on a ghost ship?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'll have a look now.
I suspect it was. But there were lots of stories. But did I say about the ghost ship before that was seen and people couldn't help it? I did say about it. But yeah, there were lots of stories about ghost ships and things like that, and
Black Pearl.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's a fictional ship. Background. The Black Pearl was originally a merchant ship named... Wait there now.
I don't think it's real. I think it's...
no, I'm sure I was reading
But
something.
anyway, interesting, and even, the conspiracies back then, it was that this ship was being used. It's obviously dodgy. Someone owned the ship, someone didn't claim it, someone left all these people to die. And not just that, at the time, it wasn't unusual for ships to be hijacked and things like that. But generally, if people would have taken these, if there was a scuffle on board, you'd have thought they were
I
armed.
might have got that wrong.
These people were armed.
You might got it wrong about Black Pearl.
I suspect you were. People were armed, and these sailors, especially around those areas. Back
they're still armed now. Ships have always been armed.
But at the time, if you think that this is after the Second World War, the whole world was fucked up. Still, people are going to be running around this lawless, you know. Imagine like in, you know, that side, Indonesia and Singapore, Borneo, Malaysia, where there's lots of
corruption in government.
Exactly, you know, people are just out for everything. It's really interesting anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
The Orang Madang, really interesting one. What happened? What do you think out of 5 then?
Well,
there was obviously, I think that it's...
Yeah, well, I did. So what are we asking? What is the conspiracy there? Like,
I feel it's probably more likely to be, I do think it was probably they were smuggling something dodgy.
Yeah, because
there.
with this, there's a lot of conspiracies there, isn't there? There's
Yeah.
not one, it's not like 9/11 where there's quite a clear narrative, isn't it? And the conspiracies are quite clear.
And a bit
Which
weird.
is for them.
So, you know, the theories that I've heard are, it was a ghost ship. It definitely wasn't a ghost ship.
No, it wasn't a ghost ship. I think it was probably some freaking dodgy people smuggling weapons or something like that, uranium, depleted uranium, you know, something that probably shouldn't have been smuggling, and it kind of backfired, and then whoever found them probably like, oh damn, probably knew about it.
This is a good conspiracy though, because obviously someone owned it. It was obviously some superpower in Europe trying to get
some rich person trying to get all their money out of Nazi Germany or something.
Well, this is coming to Europe though, from the Far East.
Ah, well, yeah, maybe it was people moving weapons around.
I think that's probably what happened here. There was people smuggling
weapons around.
Or, biological weapons. Something happened, you know, in the extreme heat. Something happened.
Yeah, maybe just whatever they were travelling wasn't safe and it became unstable and just killed everyone.
And the Silver Star, this American ship, were the first ones to go there. The
And
only one that got on there. How do they got on the ship?
Maybe they were.
Well, that's what the conspiracy is as well. You know, that they were involved and they knew something was going on.
I reckon probably.
And they scuppered the ship, so that's what they.
So as for is something untoward happened, definitely.
And a conspiracy, if you think a conspiracy, it's a deliberate act to cover the truth.
Yeah. Oh no, I think
definitely
something happened.
It's a really weird one. It's a really, really, really weird one. Actually.
Right. So before we go, football World Cup final. Who's going to win?
France.
Yeah, I reckon France. Like I think Croatia.
I like Croatia to win actually. Someone different. I don't think they will.
They've rode their luck.
Wait, we didn't say what out of 5. What's that one?
Oh no, I think that
it's got to be a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, well, I think
there was something going on.
Something untoward definitely happened. Whether aliens were involved, no. Whether it was a ghost ship, no. But yeah, definitely something untoward happened.
Could it have been pirates?
Probably. It
could have been.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe pirates who were transporting stuff.
Maybe exactly.
Transporting stuff, yeah, but I don't necessarily think it was supernatural or anything other than these people were handling dodgy weapons and it kind of backfired, no pun intended. But
I think the people as well probably wouldn't have known what was on there.
Yeah, well they're not going to, it's kind of like these big conspiracies and people go, oh well no, because everyone would have had to have known you can't get anyone to shut up. No you don't, you only know a tiny piece of the puzzle, don't you?
What about the Manhattan Project?
Exactly, where hundreds of thousands of people were involved, but
not
everything
about it.
Yeah, because you look after a tiny part of the puzzle.
You think this is like a factory in Abergavenny making timers? Yeah. Somewhere up in Scotland making springs.
Yeah, someone else making sheet metal or something. Yeah,
exactly. You don't know, do you? Someone put it together.
Right then. Yeah, so okay then. So yeah, it's 5. I reckon certainly something happened.
Conspiracy was there.
Yeah, so
I like this one. This is one of my favourite ones actually.
Right then, so the World Cup is going to kick off in, what's the time now? Just over an hour.
That's at 4 o'clock, say?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who's going to win, France? I think so. I
love Croatia. I wasn't excited about it, but I am now. I think
I'd like Croatia to win.
I can't see more than France hammering them actually.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a good few goals in there.
I think France will win. I think France will win.
Yeah.
Right then, so thanks everyone for tuning in. So you can get us at the Lad Chat Podcast at yahoo.com.
Twitter, Lad Chat Podcast.
At Lad Chat Podcast, Facebook and YouTube. So until
what are we on now? SoundCloud as well.
SoundCloud,
we're on this thing as well. FM radio. Radio. I don't know what that is actually.
Yeah,
we seem to be on that as well.
So thanks everyone, and next week we'll have the full contingent. And
peace.